and he and Lulu, their main car that they have, finally decided to kick the bucket because, Mexico, they don't have roads like us, and cars disintegrate on those roads. And they were out of a car for weeks, and because of a church heard about it, not our church, but one of the few churches that sponsors them heard about it, and they gave a lump sum of money for a new car. It was enough money for a car, but it wasn't going to be something nice. And as word spread between the churches and Broken Hearts Ministries, because of your giving outside of us here, Eli and Lulu were able to get themselves a very nice car that will last them a long time, because Eli and Lulu are now in a transition period where Eli is studying to be a pastor so we can start a church in Juarez. And they really needed a car, and they did not know how they were going to get something, because Eli had to go to the ministry, which was halfway across Mexico, and they did not have a vehicle to get there. And you guys, through your giving and through the giving of other churches, really blessed the Warrens. So I know when I tithe and stuff, I don't really know where my money goes, honestly. I pray about it, give it, and then see it leave my account, and don't know where it goes. But because of what you guys have done through your giving, Eli and Lulu now have a phenomenal blessing in their lives.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I was the other leader on this trip. This is my second trip to Mexico. So I felt incredibly blessed to be able to go back to Juarez this year. Thank you to everybody who donated to make this trip happen, because we're a bunch of poor college students, so it was very helpful. I would like to personally thank Barb Vroom for making us snacks to go to the airport. It was much needed at 2:30 in the morning. And it definitely got us there and got us tied over till we could get food in El Paso due to issues we will not name. Something that I love about this trip is getting to know people. Even though I know everybody in this group, I feel like I genuinely connected with them on a deeper level, which I loved. I got to reconnect in person with the youth from Juarez again, and that was a huge blessing. While there was a slight language barrier, it was overcome, and we all found a way to have fun together. My favorite part of the trip actually happened before burrito night started. Some of the community came to begin preparing, and there was a little boy who was, probably six, yeah. And he came into the house and basically asked to play ping pong, and we're like, okay, I guess we'll play ping pong. But he didn't realize that I had no clue what he was saying, and I don't think he understood that I didn't know enough Spanish to be able to play whatever he was trying to play. So he kept trying to explain new rules to me, and I had no clue what was going on. So Emma, Grace, Jade, and I were all just trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and he just kept coming over and being like, no, this is what you're doing, and then I would do it wrong, and he would get upset. But it was very funny, and we laughed through it, and it was a really good time. So I just thought it was cool that I could connect with somebody that, wasn't my age in a way that I wouldn't have thought I could connect with the language barrier. And then the last thing I want to say is that I really enjoyed Sunday church. Even though they had a language barrier, we used the translators. And I felt that the sermon was good, and it gave me a different perspective of something that I don't typically hear. They talked about how we should share the gospel and the Bible, but we also need to protect it from people who might misuse it, which is a viewpoint that I had never really thought about before. So yeah, thank you to everybody who helped us make this happen.
Hi, my name is Jaden, and I've never been on a Juarez trip or a missions trip, so this was a fun experience. I had people telling me not to go on this trip, but with a little encouragement, I decided to go, and God blessed me with the experience I had down there, as well as this amazing group, because you can really tell that these people are connected with God, and it helped me grow more in my relationship with Him. My favorite part was probably connecting with the locals, even with the language barrier. Google Translate definitely came in handy with that one, especially with burrito night. We traveled to a place that was like a lookout point, and we saw all of God's beautiful creation from there. Like, you could see just the line between America and Mexico, and it was a beautiful experience. During the missions trip, we did devotionals every morning before breakfast, and it was definitely the perfect way to start the day because it reminded us of how God brought us down there and why we were down there in the first place. One of the days, we talked about how God gives us gifts to spread His word, as well as another day when we talked about surrendering our life to Him, and we will be rewarded. Overall, they were about serving God and other people. This was definitely the highlight of my summer, and I hope to go again next year.
Hi, I'm Elijah. I'm not quite paying for college yet, but I thank you guys for the money because it definitely helped. While we were there, our job was to build a roof, which I think there's going to be a slideshow after, so you'll see that. But it was, I think, for a lady named Mary or Marie, something like that. And so it was just really great to be able to bless her with a new roof because when we first saw it, it was in terrible condition and like just leaking and not well built. So it was really great to be able to build a new one for her that would last. I've been on a couple trips, and every time just what stands out to me is the fellowship and the friends there, because even though there is a language barrier, you can definitely make connections even without a translator, just through Christ and just your relationship and shared goals and everything. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emma. This was my 4th trip down to Juarez, and this trip was just really special. Just being able to reconnect with everybody that I have met in previous years. And then also, like, there were some people that I had met previous years, but I didn't really get to know them. But they told me that they remembered me. And so it was just a great reminder that, like, we have such a big impact on their lives down there. And I also want to share, on Tuesday night down there, we went to youth group, and there were 5 people who shared their testimonies, including myself, Grace, Chloe, and then 2 of the youth down there. And my very first trip, I was 14. I shared my testimony in public for the first time, and it was in front of a women's group, and totally different dynamic than the youth group. But as I was preparing for my testimony, I just spent a lot of time in prayer, just asking God, like, what He wanted me to share, and so I just spent a lot of time reflecting on the difference from the last time I shared my testimony when I was 14 to now, and just seeing how much God has worked in my life. And it was just a great reminder that, like, in the trials, it seems like there's no hope, but looking back on the different things that I've overcome in just the last few years, God's faithfulness it was just a great reminder of that. And it also opened up the opportunity for us girls to talk, to talk on a deeper level. We had some great fellowship and conversations about just how great God has been to all of us. And so that was just really cool to get to know at least the girls a little bit better through that.
Hello, my name is Zach. This would have been my 5th year going to Juarez. Every time I go, I forget how special it is that we, or how much they enjoy us seeing us every year. I have some stuff written down that I'm going to pull up real quick. Okay, my favorite part of the trip was the burrito night, and I was also given permission to cook hot dogs on the last night. It was a great time. Burrito night was the best night because we really had an opportunity to affect multiple people. The local members of Broken Heart Ministries had pre-made 3 different kinds of burritos, and we had 3 teams. So we had set up like stations, and like we helped wrap them and like put the fillings in. So actually last year, one of our teams made them incorrectly, which I thought was kind of hard to do, but apparently you're not supposed to wrap the sides. You're not like supposed to tuck it. They created the burrito, so they know the best, but like I don't like it dripping all over my hands, so. We made over 200 burritos, and we gave them away at the hospital in less than 20 minutes, along with tracts as well. It was good to give to the people who were working and sitting outside the hospital. You could tell how much it helped them right away. Even if it was just a smile and a no thanks, our whole group being there made a huge difference. It's one of my favorite nights every time I go, just to see all the people that are at the hospital. It's truly wonderful.
Put that up there. Hi, everyone. My name is Grace. This is my 2nd time going. Had one of the highlight that we were able to experience, the ladies, was the women's Bible study that happened on Tuesday morning. So our job site was actually within walking distance of the ministry center. And we had an opportunity to pause. The boys could keep working. We walked down and enjoyed fellowship with Deanna, who's one of the staff members. She led the Bible study, and then later on, I actually tagged along with Lulu to go Wednesday evening for Lorena, who also led the same Bible study. The passage for both men and women, both the men's Bible study and the women's Bible study, was 1 John 2, 3 through 17. Something I wrote down from, I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Tuesday, was in my Bible was salvation involves transformation. Once you accept Jesus, how does your life change? Not that, oh, I got the ticket, I can be whatever I want. How do you live out your life? A cool part was seeing the hearts of everyone here, and yes, I'm about 10 years older than everyone else, but I still felt like part of the group. And that was a huge encouragement. I saw their heart of service. I saw their caring. I saw them willing to slow down a little bit for the one who was hacking up a storm, because I had been dealing with a lovely head cold 2 weeks before then. But encouragement to see, okay, they want to help. They want to encourage. They're even willing to try a local skunk meat remedy concoction to help with cough, just because they were curious. This Wednesday evening Bible study, I actually had a chance to see Maria, and she wanted to tell us thank you, and like she couldn't, like how she didn't know how to repay or pay us, but it's like, no, we're doing this to minister to you. Now take this and pass it on. We don't want payment. We want you to share that love on to someone else. I know Emma did say something about going over our testimonies. That was a huge encouragement for me as well, and just kind of, having a chance to review, okay, this is what God has done for me. And don't be afraid to go over your testimony, even, and maybe you may think it's boring. Oh, I don't have as crazy a testimony. Doesn't matter. It's your testimony. I wouldn't be me for what God has walked me through. Emma wouldn't be herself. Zach, Elijah, Chloe. Everyone has their own testimony. Don't compare it to someone else. Be ready to just look at and see what God has done. Those highs and lows. And take time to have that salvation that God has provided to share it to others, just like what we've done. Thank you again for supporting us.